So I just finished building the bookshelves. Now it's time to decorate the office. Funny story about the office, we actually went to Rooms to Go looking for desks. And the salesperson, before we walked in the store, told us they didn't have any desks and sent us to another store. That store ended up not having any desks either, so we decided to go back. So we walked around with the salesperson, and just as we were about to leave, I happened upon this furniture set. So I sat down on it, called my lady over, like, hey, take a look at this, and she just was like, yeah, this is it. So back to the desk. Looked at a bunch of desks. All the desks end up being between $200 and $300 a piece, so you're talking times two. That was out of the budget as far as what we wanted to spend for 2 desks. And my lady's like, well, why don't you just make the desk? So that's when I decided to just go ahead and try to make the desk. But I ended up looking at this one desk set that we liked, and they put the specifications right on the product description. So it was a printout basically of the dimensions of the desk. So I was like, well, I can just match those dimensions, and making the bookshelves, I definitely should be able to just make a desk. So I hit over to Home Depot to grab some plywood. It was 8-foot by 4-foot sheet of birch plywood. That one sheet, I can make one desk off just that one sheet. And then to make my lady's desk, it took 2 sheets because her desk is much bigger. It's a L-shaped desk, and it basically goes the length of the room. So the specifications of the desk that we like call for drawers on the cabinet bottoms, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted to make 2 straightforward desks. So what I did was my own version of it, with a height of 30 inches and a length of 20 inches and then a width of 13 inches. So the cabinet bottoms would just be simple without any drawers. I just wanted to put one shelf in there to make it as straightforward as possible. So all you really have to do now is put a top on it, and the cabinet bottoms act as the legs. So to give the illusion of a 2-inch top, I just used 1x4s around the perimeter of the birch plywood top and edge banding around the sides. And then I painted and stained to match the color scheme of the room and the furniture that we bought. And once I was able to get my lady's desk, pretty much buttoned up to the size to fit the space that we had and the height that she wanted, it was just a matter of just to rinse and repeat to do my desk. I wanted to have a simple design for the desk, so I decided to go with wood veneer edge banding for the cabinet bottoms, and instead of using face frames. I didn't have any issues with it until it was time to cut it. The edge banding cutter wasn't quite wide enough to fit the width of the cabinet bottom edge, so I ended up using a router to trim off the excess. The application was pretty simple. You just iron it on and then trim off the excess. and everything is going smoothly until I go to apply the final coat to her desk. And the final coat, which is a clear coat, it basically acts as a protective coat, so that, you know, with a white desk, anything that spills on it or gets dropped on it, it won't smudge up and mark up easy. I went to put this coat on there, and it kept drying with this yellow hue, and I could not figure out why it was drying with a yellow hue. And I thought I got the wrong clear coat, or I just didn't let the stain dry for long enough. So I ended up having to let her desk top dry all the way, sand it down, and then stain it over again. And it was kind of nice having my lady there, Amanda, with me side by side, you know, doing the project. Normally she's off in another room, and I'm, you know, stuck in the garage, you know, cutting wood, blasting music, and, you know, kind of in my own little zone, or I'm up in the gym doing my thing. And, you know, she's doing something else. But, you know, in this particular project, since I was making her desk, I needed her to come and sit at the desk to test out the height, to make sure it was like a comfortable setup for her. And, you know, when I was making the choices to cut the wood and where to situate it in the room, she was able to just provide what her opinion would be, because it's going to be her desk. Having to make the desk ended up working out perfectly, because they were made to fit exactly to the space that we had left in the room after getting the furniture. And being able to work from home is just a blessing right now for both of us to be able to work side by side in the same room. With the COVID-19 going on right now, our setup at home, we wanted to just make it as warm and welcoming and as peaceful and relaxing as possible, since we would be spending the majority of our day working in this office. Not to mention not having to commute 45 minutes to an hour to work each day. You're basically getting 2 hours back a day to, you know, do things that you enjoy, spend time with the family, and spend time with the people that matter the most to you, versus sitting in traffic. So, you know, practicing social distancing has just worked out for us, and has allowed us to kind of enjoy the months and months of working, or for me to kind of sit back and enjoy the months and months of working on the office, you know, project that was just kind of a hobby of mine, up until the last couple of months, once I got the second French door, and was able to kind of muscle through the finishing stages of the process. Now we have this additional room in our Now I have this additional room in the house that is just another place for us to kind of kick back, relax when we're not working, or, you know, wake up in the morning, you know, walk from the bedroom to the den and just log in to start work is a blessing.